Good afternoon and welcome to our podcast. My name's Dr. Lennox Forrest, clinical psychologist, deal with issues that people are struggling with. Sometimes to find the answers, may have to do some psychological testing in order to understand what's going on and to be able to develop a treatment plan to help them. In terms of the counseling psychology, sometimes people are struggling with deep issues in their lives and they need assistance or guidance to help them move forward. I'm also a sports psychologist. I help teams and athletes perform at the highest level, utilizing mental conditioning, mental training, scientific principles such as clinical hypnosis, and other variables to help athletes and teams be the best that they can be. I want to touch on two things before I talk about Game 6 of the NBA Finals. There's what's called the Yerkes-Dodson Law. Some of you may have heard of it. Most of you probably have not. The Yerkes-Dodson Law examines the relationship between arousal and performance. If an athlete wants to perform at a high level, their arousal, meaning the level of their excitement, enthusiasm, awareness, has to be at an appropriate level. If the level is too high or too low, the performance simply will not be there. The Yerkes-Dodson Law states that we perform our best at a moderate level of arousal. So once again, if the athlete's arousal, they're too excited, or it's low, where they're almost falling asleep, they're not going to perform well. But when that level is at a moderate degree, that athlete will perform at their best. So remember that, the Yerkes-Dodson Law. It examines the relationship between arousal and performance. And for the athlete to perform at the best level in terms of their skills, Yerkes-Dodson Law states that we must perform our best. We perform our best with a moderate level of arousal. Now, I want to touch on some reasons why fans are so enamored with sports. First, sports provides an escape from life and also an escape from the boredom of life. That's one reason. Number two, sports helps to create a sense of belonging. When you're with your friends, family, and you're all cheering for the same team, you have love for the same player, there's a sense of deep belonging with that. And one of the greatest psychological needs for people is to feel that they belong, that they're included. So sports provides that. It provides a sense of affiliation. There's group connection. The third factor for sports, why we love sports so much, is that it allows us to express ourselves however we feel comfortable. When you see sporting events, you see tremendous excitement. Sometimes you will see people crying. You will see despair if their team has lost. So it allows us to release our emotions in an appropriate way. Let's turn now to Game 6 of the NBA Finals. You have OKC coming off an important victory in Game 5 in their home arena. Most would say they expected that. Their players performed extremely well. And their number one player, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, he's the MVP for a reason. This person has unmatched skills. He can do things. He can take control of the game in a way that most players can't. He has played very well in every game, and he has showed his superiority on the basketball court. One of the things that I admire about this player is that he appears to be calm, cool, and collected on the court. His ability to think is unmatched. He orchestrates his team. He controls things on that playing field. He's phenomenal. So they have the MVP of the league, OKC, who can do things that most players just simply cannot. Game 6 now is in Indiana. Indiana has to play at a very, very high level. They do have that home court advantage, which says something. This is a team that I believe has pride. They don't want to lose on their home court. So I know that they're going to come out ready to play. So this is a decisive game. If Indiana can win this game, they go back to OKC for Game 7. And anything can happen in a Game 7. So Indiana has to play at a very, very high level. One of their main players did not have the best Game 5. So this is a redemption for him. And hopefully he can orchestrate things, distribute the ball, make critical shots so that his team will have a good chance of winning. One of the things that I remember Muhammad Ali told me, everybody loves a winner. So tonight we're going to see if Indiana can win or OKC can dominate. As I've stated before, there's some important variables that are important for players to embrace when they're playing at such a high level. The confidence is always an issue for players. Do they have the confidence to perform? What about stress? What about anxiety? And what about pressure? Not everybody can handle these important variables. These factors, stress, anxiety, pressure, will have an important impact on a player's performance. And we know that these three things can cripple performance. Also, we've talked about emotional regulation. Can they manage their emotions in the heat of the battle? When they don't get a call, when they miss a shot, how are they going to react? How are they going to deal with that? Are they going to be motivated to play at a high level? What about their focus? Will it be there? We know that these are the important variables that differentiate great athletes from ordinary athletes. And once again, psychological training, mental conditioning, mental training separates the great athletes from the ordinary. Let's see how things unfold tonight in Game 6. But this is a necessary game for Indiana. But know that OKC right now, they have the motivation. They're coming in with more confidence because all they have to do is win one game out of 2. Enjoy the game. We will talk again. My pleasure.